Hello everyone, I'm Eric Schmorse, welcome back to Minecraft, Quest 100%. This is an exploration episode. After the wither, I need a little bit of a relaxation. Basically, I'm going to not clear out the maps, but I'm going to visit the 4 maps that I don't have visited. So I got map 0, which is the center map. Map 1, which is the map to the directly to the south. Map 2, which is the map directly to the west. Map 3, which is the one all the way to the west, because I'm pretty sure it says all maps in a 3x3 area. 9 adjacent maps, so I don't think it needs to be the 9 adjacent to the starting map. Like, I don't think it needs to be that block. I think it could be any square. So we're gonna go west and then all the way south. So basically the southwest corner. And what was it? 5, which is the all the way west and 1 south of the center map. So we need 4 more maps. So we need to go all the way south, all the way southwest, and then the one between those 2 maps, and the one to the north of that, the one in the center of these 9 maps. So I have 1 empty map that I apparently had at some point. What do I need? This. I just made a bunch of gold, so I definitely have a bunch of that. I think that's all the ingredients? Or did I need iron? Which means I would need to go and cut up one of the... Yep, I need iron, because gold's clocks. Fuck me. So, hey, you remember that block? The blocks that I just put down last episode? I think I need 1 of those. I think I only need 4 for the compass. I think it's 4 iron and 1 redstone. So it should be good, but obviously it's that's 8 less iron. Meaning that's 548 that I need to collect now. Well, no, I have like 2 iron in the chest. 546. We're good. We're good. That makes a huge difference. Over here? Yeah. Oh, that's 9. So it'd be 549, but I think I have 2, so that's 547. Whatever. Who cares? Point is, I need compasses. Yeah, 2 of those. I need 3, because I need 3 maps. God damn it, I can't count. So yeah, both of the blocks that I put down. Also, yeah, this is the mending pickaxe. It doesn't seem to mend too well. So I've been kind of not using it if I could help it. I was using like another pickaxe, I think. Maybe not. Maybe I was making that up, but it definitely doesn't seem to mend as well as it should. Alright, so empty maps, got them. Let's put that there, put that there. Paper. Let's go! We've got everything we need. I don't need the bow. We've got everything we need. So, I say south first. We don't have everything we need. Fuck, there it is. I was gonna say, I could have sworn I had a boat. Could have sworn I had a boat. So let's go south. Which will be... It'll hit maps... It'll be map 0, it'll hit map 1. And then... Map 6 will be the... Oh, there's a squid. Then... We'll have to open another map. And this is just... I mentioned last episode, this is just to see if there's anything cool there. Like, if there's a village or something, first of all, it's a little late because I only really need to do one more actual achievement. Like, actual, like, difficult achievement. Because 2 of them are just time-consuming. There's only one achievement I have to do that's actually gonna be potentially... Actually, no. That one's really not difficult either, because I don't need to kill the Ender Dragon. I'm going to, but I don't need to. So really, I'm making it more difficult than it has to be. Alright. So we can go this way. See, the thing is, I'm kind of, like, worried. Like, I kind of have that fear that I'm going to do this, I'm going to clear out the maps, and I'm going to miss, like, one spot on one of the maps when I go and grind it, so that when I start the next episode, in theory, I should have all 9 maps completed by then. I'm going to start the next episode and be like, oh, put them all up! And the achievement didn't pop. And then it's gonna be like, oh, there's this one little spot of the map that blends in with the sand. You thought it was, like, up there, up north. You can see there's an area where, right around there, where my cursor is, if I can aim it properly, right around that area, there's a part where it's sand, but there's also a part of the map that's not seen. I think you can see them better when they're up on the board, though. Because I think on the board, the parts that aren't cleared are, like, brown. They're the color of the item frame. So I would at least be able to tell, like, when they're up, which area is not cleared. But obviously, I would prefer to not have to deal with that, period. And if this part goes really quickly, and, like, I get to all these maps and it's like, wow, there was nothing here, I will probably go back home and then build a beacon. That'll probably be the end of the episode. That's assuming nothing if there's something cool. Who knows? Maybe I'll do another episode of exploration. I bumped my microphone. I also have to do the multiplayer achievements, which I might do. I kind of talked about it a little bit last episode. I'm going to do a few episodes of multiplayer here and there. There might be one between this episode and the next single-player episode. So this might have an episode of multiplayer and then have me respawning the Ender Dragon stuff. But the multiplayer stuff, for the most part, is going to be more like whenever I feel like making an episode. It's not just going to be non-stop. Oh, I'm gonna do episode of multiplayer. Oh, I'm gonna do another episode of multiplayer. Oh, I'm gonna do another episode. It's gonna be basically like, hey, do I feel like playing Minecraft? Sure, let me do an episode of that. Which kind of sucks because only because I didn't think ahead, so I have no idea what's gonna replace Minecraft. Because I mentioned before, like, more Minecraft, like, do something with mods on PC, but I don't know. It's one of those, the more I think about it, the more it's like, I don't know if I really want to do that. Like, part of me wants to, but part of me is like, I don't know. I would have to find a really good mod pack that's unique enough that I would actually want to do it. I don't want one that's just like, oh, hey, it adds a few things, and it's like, oh, well, so I'm just playing Minecraft, but it's slightly different Minecraft. Like, I don't want that. I want something that adds, like, a new layer to Minecraft. Like, the one that I was trying out a little bit, thinking about, but then I'm like, I don't know. First of all, I don't know if it'd be good as a series. Second of all, it's kind of boring after a little while, is the one that's supposed to be like Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley or whatever. I don't remember what it's called, but I thought about that one, and then I'm like, yeah, that one's probably going to be boring pretty quickly. But something like that, something that completely changes it, something that adds... It also has quests, so it's not like, oh, I need to figure out what my goals are going to be. It's like, hey, here are some goals. Because that's way better. I'm terrible at coming up with goals myself. Like, Quest to 100% works great because there's achievements, there's solid goals. It's like, hey, do this. Done. Even, so I need another map now. Even, even doing, Journey to the End, and even New World Expedition to a point, those were good because, like, Journey to the End, I want to get to the end and beat the Ender Dragon. That's a solid goal. That's a clear goal. But outside of that, it's like, I don't fucking know what I want to do. That's the main reason, like, after this, I don't want to just play Minecraft, because throwing me into an open world game without any goal and expecting me to figure out something to do and get excitement out of it, it's just not gonna work. That's just not me. It's just not how I work. That's why, like, my brother is the kind, he'll play GTA, and he's completely fine with just, oh, I'm gonna drive around and just do whatever. Just play around in GTA. Like, not do any missions, not do anything. He'll just play for a few hours, just like driving around doing whatever the hell he feels like it. I can't do that, because it gets to a point where I'm like, alright, I drove around, I blew up some things, now what? And that's like 20 minutes of playing. It's like, you don't have any missions for me? Well, alright, I'm bored. I'm gonna go do something else. And that's kind of like this. It's like, okay, I beat the Ender Dragon, I beat the Wither, there's no more achievements. Alright. What's there to do? Nothing? Cool. Especially since I'm not good at building, I'm not creative. So when it comes to like, oh, you could do the second part of Minecraft, which is craft. It's like, okay, I'll craft. Cause like there was a series idea I had for a while that I thought, you know what, it would be really cool, you know, in Minecraft, since Minecraft's for building and doing all this other stuff, if I would... The spider's following me. I'm just running away from you, spider. If, after I finish a series... I'm in a hole! Help! Help! Get out of the hole. Get out of the hole. You don't belong in the hole, Mike. Stop. You're not a mole. You're a Khajiit. Anyway. The, idea one of the ideas I originally had is when I finish a series, go into Minecraft and build something, like, kind of based off of that series. You know, have like a trophy case kind of thing in Minecraft. You know, where I just have a world, just in creative, I just build something based off of that series. And it's like, it sounded like a really cool idea. And then I was just like, yeah, but I don't have the building skill. So that's a terrible idea. I'll come in and I'll be like, oh, well, I finished Burnout, let me build a car. Oh, it just looks like a blob. Oh, I finished Minecraft Quest 100%. I beat the Ender Dragon, let me build a dragon. Oh, it looks like a blob. See in a pattern? Yeah, pretty much everything I would try to build would just look like a blob of random, just like colored wool. It's like, what's that supposed to be? That's supposed to be a car? Are you sure? It looks like a donkey. I don't know how you manage that, but it does not look like a vehicle. It'd be like, oh, well, I'm sorry. I suck at building. I'm not good. So I just never did anything like that. I basically just stayed out of Minecraft until I got it on Xbox One and then did New World Expedition. But yeah. But yeah, any series. Okay, now I figured there would have been a village around here somewhere. I haven't seen anything. Granted, I've only explored like a small portion of the map, but I figured there would have been something. I haven't seen anything. Like, I've seen no structures, I feel like. Like, not even desert, like, temples or anything. I feel like there's very few structures in this world. And I mean, generate structures was definitely on. I don't think I would have been able to get a village without it. Oh god. Oh god, the creeper army and their spider mascot just following me. But yeah, so Minecraft, I mean, Quest 100%, even when I finish all the achievements, it's not gonna be over. If only for the fact that I know for a fact they're going to add more achievements. So, no matter how many times it's like, oh yeah, I finished the quest 100%, I'll come back when they add more achievements, because you know they will. You know they're gonna add ones for gliding at the very least, which that's the multiplayer, so that would kind of fall under the, oh, I'll do it whenever. But you know, when they start adding more single-player stuff, they haven't really added too much more single-player stuff since they added more achievements. They haven't really done much in way of single-player, so I don't see them adding single-player achievements anytime soon. But who knows? I don't know what they're working on. So they could be adding a bunch of single-player content, and then it'll be like, the next update, oh, guess what? We added achievements for that single-player content. Pretty sure that's gonna happen. But, yeah. I thought of, like, some of the... There's a lot of, like, the adventure maps you can download on PC where it's like, oh, you just go through the... It's like puzzles more, so... I thought about that as well. But I don't know. So it's one of those where I do it and it's like, oh well, this I would be doing on blind, so it's like, well, this could either be really good or it's gonna be really terrible. There's a wolf freaking out around me. Or it could be really terrible and boring and it's not gonna make a good video at all. Shut up, Xbox. Stop telling me things. I know he's a favorite, and I know I told you to notify me stuff about favorite people on my friends list, but stop notifying me about things. Oh, that's a skeleton. I was gonna go get the mushroom, but there's a skeleton next to it. The skeleton's guarding the mushroom. I guess it's his lunch. I don't know. Map 7. This is the... Of the 9 squares, this is the south. Of the 9 maps, this is the south map. It's really like... Of the entire world, it's one west of the south map, but it's the south map in the sense that... of the 9 that I'm doing, it's the one south center. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I have a bunch of games that it's like, I really want to do this game. I really want to do this game. Which, the funny thing is when I know there's a bunch of games that I want to play, but when I actually think about it, when it's like, what games do I want to play? I can never answer the question because every time I think about them, I never write it down or anything. I need to write down like a list. Like, here are the games that I want to do as a series. Because I can only ever remember like 1 or 2 of them. And then after I start a new series, it's like, oh, crap, I wanted to do this. That it never fails. Like, I'll start a new series and then it'll be like, oh, wait, I was gonna do this as a series. Too late now. And then I gotta wait, and then the next time it comes up, it's like, oh, I was gonna do this as a series. Well, now I gotta wait again. So I need to actually go through my games. My games and games that I either want to get or whatever, and figure out what I was gonna do as a series. Because there's a decent amount of them. It's just, I'm forgetful. So, I mean, there's been a lot of talking going on. Haven't really found anything interesting. Also, didn't realize it's been like 20 minutes. 20 minutes of walking around. Mostly because I was walking around that first map hoping to find something fun. And I didn't. This was the issue with New World Expedition. New World Expedition, it was fun to do, but it was one of those... Hello. I'm not going down there, but Jesus Christ. That's a ravine. That's a ravine. But, New World Expedition was fun to do in the sense that it's like, oh, I get to, you know, explore, do stuff that I don't usually get to do in Minecraft because it's like, oh, I have to do this, so I'm not going to explore the world. I'm going to sit in this one area and do nothing. Or not do nothing, but do one specific thing, and then I just miss out on what the rest of the Minecraft world has to offer. But after, like, the first 3 episodes or whatever, it was like, oh, well, I've pretty much seen everything that I can see in Minecraft. So then it was just walking around, like, oh, hey, maybe I find a village. Otherwise, it's pretty much just, alright, I hit this map. Alright, I hit this map. So by the end of New World Expedition, I was like, I was really glad that it was over. Just because it got to the point where it's like, yeah, this is not exciting in the slightest. It's also part of the reason... I mean, granted, part of the reason was so that I could, return stuff and, like, clear my inventory, but part of the reason I, during New World Expedition, went back to my house. Because originally, what it was supposed to be is I would just go out to the center, walk around the entire perimeter, and then go back to my house. It wasn't supposed to be, like... I wasn't supposed to go back to my house every, like, quarter of the journey. That kind of... It wasn't supposed to be that, but it ended up being that because it just... Mostly because I needed to get rid of stuff, even though most of the stuff didn't really need. I was keeping it because I don't know. But also just like, to break it up and just be like, oh hey, I can actually do something now. Let's make the map wall. Although that world, that series and that world did pay off with the, with first of all, the amount of gold I already had, although I think I have enough gold now in this world where I would have been able to make the apple anyway. So I don't really think I needed the help in that sense. But it really helped in the underwater temple, just being able to get the sponge. And I swear to God, that temple, when I visited it in creative, there was a fuck ton of sponge there. I feel like in creative, stuff spawns more in creative. Or it's either in creative or in peaceful. Well, no, it would just be creative because it wasn't in peaceful, but I feel like stuff spawns more in creative than it does in not creative. Which might also explain why I can never find another village, despite the fact that when I was in creative, there was one on every single map. Maybe it's just, hey, you're in creative, So we're gonna spawn all these villages. Hey, you're in survival. We're not gonna, these villages aren't gonna be here. Although it seems weird because I, like with the Ocean Temple especially, I'd already visited the map previously. So it didn't have to like regenerate the area. So I don't know why when I visited there was a ton of sponge, but when I visited there, I guess the sponge also was underwater. It was just placed underwater, which if it was there in survival would have just absorbed all the water, although I think it was wet sponge anyway, so it wasn't absorbing water, period. But I don't know. I don't pretend to understand Minecraft. I just play Minecraft. You don't understand Minecraft, ever. Those trees? Or is that... No, that's a mountain over there. I couldn't tell over there whether that was like tops of trees or whether that was... Oh, well, there are trees up there, but that's... The overhangs the mountain. I was like, is that a savanna? Because it looked like one of those trees. Like that kind of structure. That confused me. I thought that was like a desert temple, but nope, it's just oddly positioned sand. Yeah, so... I mean, I actually had stuff to talk about at least this episode. Like a lot of the time when I get to episodes like this, especially like right now, because this is the last video I'm recording for the day. I started off recording Oddworld, then Perfect Dark, then I recorded the last Minecraft episode where everything happened. Now I'm recording this. Usually by the fourth video, that's when it's like, I'm just like, I have nothing to talk about. I don't have anything to do. So it's kind of weird when I get to one of these episodes where nothing's happening and I still find a way to have conversation. To actually like talk for a decent amount of time. It's like, it's weird. Especially because I'm terrible at coming up with conversation topics. I'm awkward. But I'm not good when it comes to like, oh, I need to be the one to start a conversation. I'm fine chiming into a conversation. Like I'm fine, like if someone else starts talking and I have something to add, I'm completely fine with that. It's when I have to start the conversation then it's like, I don't know what to talk about. How do people talk to other people? I don't know. Help. Send help, please. Although, I mean, when I'm doing these videos, I'm pretty much talking to myself, so it's not... It's weird. It's weird thinking about it in that sense. It's like I'm talking to myself, but talking in a way like talking to other people, but talking to myself. I don't know. I don't know how to think about it or phrase it or whatever. All right, so there's only one map I didn't explore, which is the center map, which I'm just gonna throw there. And I haven't found anything. Like, granted, there's still like chunks of the map that I didn't explore, and I'm absolutely gonna go there if there's something interesting there. Like next single player video, I might start at one of the interesting spots, but god damn it, you figure there'd be something. This fucking goddamn Minecraft. Gotta have something interesting. Oh, another thing to talk about, which I'll probably mention it in my Need for Speed video because it happened in a Need for Speed video. So in the Need for Speed video, I'm pretty sure it was Need for Speed video. I have to double check that, but I think it was when I was playing Need for Speed. I got an email from someone that I never talked to. Someone that I'm friends with on Facebook. I don't even know how she would have gotten my email unless my email's public on Facebook. So I don't know. But it was someone I never talked to. Someone I knew from high school. Someone I never talked to. No reason she would email me. And it was one of those emails, it was just, like, I looked at it and I'm like, that looks suspicious. I'm like, I looked at it and I'm like, that does not look legit. It looks like she got hacked or something, and person's like, oh, let's send an email to everyone she knows in an attempt to potentially get some information from someone that decides, oh, I got an email from this person, let me open it up. Then I found out, like, the next day that there was, like, a hack or something, like a phishing attempt on, like, from Gmail. Like, oh, well, you know, where it would, like, pretend to be a Google Doc, and then, request, and then it's like, oh, well, yeah, this is not legit. I'm like, oh, glad I didn't open that email. Although, from, like, the preview that it showed, the link did not look like a Google Doc kind of thing. So, for all I know, she might have gotten hacked by some completely something completely unrelated, and it just happened to be at the same time that the Google phishing thing was happening. But it was just funny. I'm like, during a video, I'm like, I get the email. I'm like, alright, that's weird. Don't know why she would email me. That looks suspicious. I'm just gonna delete the email. So I never even opened the email. The only thing I saw from it was the, like whatever the preview showed on my phone. Where Gmail was just like, hey, here's like the beginning of the email. I'm just like, I'm not gonna open that, so I didn't. But it was just funny that I got that during a video, had a whole, like, thing about it during a video, and then the next day found out, oh yeah, there was a phishing attempt. Like, oh, cool. Good thing I'm smart enough to not open emails like that. Then I immediately thought about, like, would my parents be smart enough to not open emails like that? And then I remembered I don't think either of them use Google. So I think they're good. I mean, they have Google accounts because they needed them for their phones, because they got smartphones, got Android phones, which means I, every once in a while, get a question like, how do I do this with my phone? Well, my phone started doing this. The best ones are, my phone started doing this. Well, that's because this setting's on. Well, I don't remember changing that setting. Well, you must have. It's like, that would not have happened unless you went into the settings and changed it. Well, I don't know how it got changed. I mean, I don't know, but I'm gonna guess you did it accidentally somehow. I'm not gonna question it. I mean, my parents are fairly, I don't want to use the word tech savvy. They're at least familiar enough with technology that it's not terrible. But I still do get, like, it's not like some of the stories you hear where it's like, oh yeah, my parents asked me, like, you know, I asked them what, like, you always hear, like, the IT stories or the, like, oh, I was helping my parents, and it's like, oh, what browser are you using? I'm using Windows. It's like, yep, I meant the internet browser. Yeah, Windows. It's like, no, you're an idiot. Like, they're not that bad. But I still do get some, like, stupid questions sometime. Where it's like, and a lot of the time the stupid questions are, they just didn't read. Like, there's clear, like, the computer's clearly telling them what to do, and they just didn't read. To be fair, I do that a lot of the time with video games. Playing a video game, it's telling me exactly what to do, and I'm like, I have no idea what to do. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. What am I doing? And it's like, oh, the game told me, look for this. I didn't look for that. So I can't really blame them for just completely skipping through instructions, but it's still just every once in a while get those questions and it's like, oh my god. I also always get the questions. See, the thing that sucks about being the one person in the family that went to any sort of like, you know, has any sort of technical background, you know, I went to school to be a programmer. I worked as a programmer for, you know, 2 years now. And probably will have to get another programming job then, but the old thing that sucks about it is no one in my family other than me has any sort of tech background. It's like, oh yeah, I worked in an office, so I know how to use Microsoft Word. That's about the extent. And it's like, so then it's like, the thing is, I'm good with programming. I know enough about computers. I suck with the hardware. Like, when I got my PC built, I went to my friend Eric, who knows a lot more about computer hardware than I do, and was like, hey, can you help me build this, because I don't know what I need. Like, I knew some of the basics, like, oh, I need probably this much RAM, and probably this graphics card. Then it got to like, oh, what motherboard do you want? Fuck if I know. There's a difference? Like, that's basically like my reaction. I'm like, I want the... You know what? I'm gonna call Eric. I'm gonna have him help me with this. So then I get questions from my aunt, and it's like it's happened a month ago or so. I just get a text. She's like, hey, I'm getting a laptop. What's better, Lenovo or HP? I don't know. I have no idea. First, I didn't want to get into the whole conversation, but it's like, first of all, you gave me no information. I don't know what map was it? Was it 2? It was 2. But it's like, you gave me no information. I don't know anything about these laptops. Are they the same? Like, do they have the same amount of RAM? Are they the same laptop except one's Lenovo, one's HP? Second of all, outside of a little bit for work, I've never used either of them. Had an HP laptop at work, but I've never used a Lenovo, so I have no idea. I have no first-hand knowledge. And I'm not the kind that's constantly, like, looking online for reviews of Lenovo and HP to see, oh, well, this one's definitely better, this one, like, doing research like that, because I don't care. So it's like, oh, well, which one's better? I just told her straight out, I'm like, I really have no idea. She's like, oh, alright, LOL. I'm like, yeah. Great. So I'm just trying to get back home so I can hopefully build the beacon, because I just need to... Do I have a diamond pick? If I don't have a diamond pickaxe, I'm not going to worry about it. I do have diamonds, though, so I might worry about it. But basically, the issue is I need to get home, make some... Where'd that go? I need that. I need that. Oh, there it is. Found it. We're good. Did not lose the map. Did not lose the map. I need to go home. I need sand. Which, do I have any? No. I can get some. So I need glass and I need obsidian to make the beacon. Because at the very least, I might be able to have a not fully powered beacon so that it's easier. Like here, I'd be able to see and like, oh, there's my house. Like I might be able to see it in the distance. I don't know how far the beacon, like the draw distance for the beacon is. At least not on consoles. I'm sure on PC it's based on like the draw distance you have set, but I don't know what it is on Xbox One. But it would be nice just to have even a weak beacon just so I can see like, oh, hey, that's the direction to my house. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's just a matter of getting back there. I just wandered around in the wilderness for 40 minutes and found nothing. So. Oh no, bunny! You gotta watch out for that. You rammed your face right into a cactus. What the fuck are you thinking? I wish you could tame bunnies in this. I'm pretty sure you can't? You might be able to lure them with carrots. That sounds like a thing you might be able to do. You might be able to lure them like the same way you lure like any other animal that you can't tame. But I don't know if you can. I don't know. And I also don't know if there's any reason to lure them. You get rabbit hide, so I guess there could be a way, but then again, the rabbit hide's shit, because don't you need like 3 or 4 of them to have one leather? It's like, yeah, I'll just worry about the, getting cows. Speaking of cows, I haven't really done anything with them for a while. I guess because I have enough books and bookcases and stuff, and haven't really needed to enchant anything outside of my boots. There hasn't really been a reason for me to have leather. So I haven't really cared about my cows. I should have been worried about my chickens because of the arrows, but I haven't really cared about them either. I wonder if there's any way with the bow and arrow to make... I wonder if it just uses your most powerful arrows, or if there's any way... Like, if I position the arrows, the regular arrows before the harming arrows, would it use the regular arrows, or does it go for the harming arrows because they're more powerful? That's a question. I don't know if there's a way to make it do a certain one. Speaking of Minecraft updates, there are I don't know what they're working on, what they're actually bringing over, right? Like, currently. There's the dual wielding and the combat update. That one I'm kind of worried about, because the combat update, I think you actually have to worry about kind of like a stamina, in a sense. That I'm kind of worried about, because that's when I'm going to absolutely suck even worse at this game. When I have to worry about, oh, I don't have the stamina to attack. Nope. Here we go. Let's go down to the cave. Into the nether cave. Portal cave. Yeah, I don't really have a name for this. I guess it's just Portal Cave. Because it's not like Portal Oasis. I don't really have a name for it. I thought I saw something drip from up there. Like, I thought I saw drip. I'm not crazy, am I? Alright, I'll just ignore it. I could have sworn I saw a drip. But I don't know what the drip was, so... long as I don't die. As long as nothing bad happens, we're good. Because I haven't saved. I needed that obsidian lava. Oh, hold on. That was epic. Mike. The warrior. All armored up. He's gonna be the hero. He is gonna be the Dragonborn. Not Shadow. I haven't really found Mike in Oblivion much. I found him the one time and he ran away. Which made me sad. But I haven't actually found him in a way that I could actually, Oh, I don't have the glass. Where'd I put that? There. I haven't found him, like, and been able to talk to him. There's a beacon now. I've got the beacon. Alright, I left it open. What if it rained? I mean, there's holes, so I guess it would still leak through no matter what. But if I get 3 of these, at this point I'm just moving iron from one place to another. Now the center would be here. Yeah. So, that should shine at least, because I think... No, it needs to be on top of a 3x3. I don't think it works on one block. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Wait, I still have the corner. All right. Yeah! Beacon! I should build it. I should start building around this way. Like, start building it from the top down, essentially. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Let's take all of these. Let's just build it outwards. Even the corners. Doesn't matter. I know the beacon's positioned right. I can position the rest of it based on the beacon. Let's even take this. Da-da. Da 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 na na da da. Almost there. It's a little harder to tell what my progress is. Also, I probably should build that one because that one's gonna be hard to get once the rest of it's built. There we go. Good as new, or good as who cares. All right. I mean, I have a beacon now. I have something telling me where my home is. I'm fine with that. Between episodes, I will hopefully clear up the maps. Hopefully find enough iron. The iron's the bitch. I need to find enough iron for that. And I also need to get another gas tier for the Ender Dragon. Outside of that, we're pretty much set on achievements. We have 9 achievements, and 6 of them are multiplayer. The hit player with 25 things. Create a fully powered beacon. Win a public battle minigame. Win 3 public battle minigames of the throw. That one's gonna suck. Take 100 damage in a round of a public battle minigame. Kill 2 players in a round of public battle bow and arrow. Respawn the Ender Dragon. Place 9 fully explored maps into 9 item frames in a 3x3 square. And hit a player with a snowball while falling into the lava. Alright, so, we're actually not too bad. We're not in terrible shape. We only have 3 single-player achievements left. So for now, I'm going to end this episode here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.